Good evening. I am so glad that you have all joined us for this gathering of Dracula, a comedy of terrors. I'm Julie James. Happy Halloween, everybody. I'm so glad that we are gathering virtually tonight for a Halloween party, as well as a bit of a cast reunion of all of the hilarious folk who both acted and created this incredible radio drama podcast. I hope that all of you have had a chance to listen to it. If you haven't, it is available. And tonight, as well as the podcast itself, when you enjoy that on your favorite streaming service, in addition to the Broadway Podcast Network, we are aiming to raise money for Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS, and their incredible COVID-19 emergency fund that is going to help so many people who are affected by this terrible virus. And the creators of Dracula are geniuses and knew that 2020 meant we needed some levity in our lives, and I couldn't be more glad. So I hope that you have something, a drink with you, or something that will encourage spit takes throughout this wonderful evening. We have a lot of Broadway stars who are going to be joining us. But first, my illustrious co-host, the titular character, if you will, please welcome Dracula himself, the amazing Christopher Sieber!
Hello. Okay, so
Jack
I just
White,
want
is that you?
I just wanted. Okay, let's just talk about the makeup. First of all, this is what you get when you're not at the theater with professional people. This is the makeup job of Party City, and you do the best you can with what you got. So this is kind of like a paste that you put on your face, and then it's the waxy black thing, but then it turns it to blue over. I don't know. Anyway, I tried to look like kind of a scary vampire, and now I just look like Jack White from the White Stripes.
Jack Black, Jack White, you're going for all the Jacks.
I'm going,
tonight.
yes, absolutely. Hi, Julie.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Oh, my God. Kind of Len Carey you now, a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
In the tale of Sweeney Todd. There we go. All right.
Yes.
Enough of me.
Hi. Watch you hurry.
So here we are. I mean,
Here we are.
this is a crazy. This podcast started with Steve Rosen and Gordon Greenberg approached me and said, "Hey, do you want to do this weird thing? We don't know what we're doing." And I said, "Yes, absolutely, please." But it was because it was so early on. I think it was mid to late March where we recorded this, and I mean, I have fancy recording equipment now. I've got the fancy equipment, but back, in the end of March, not a lot of people were ready for where we are now.
Right.
So we did it with. I had a Gonzo kind of microphone that I do Rosetta Stone with. It's a headset. And Alan, our sound engineer, was amazing. I kept, is this okay? Does this sound good? And actually, it worked. It worked. I mean, the funny thing is we had to sometimes we had to sing into a pillow with the microphone. And it was so gonzo, but we just did this thing. And the fun part was we weren't in the room with anyone at all. We were in our homes, in our apartments or whatever across the country and kind of like the world, actually. And we just did this thing, and we recorded our parts, and we came, this is what happened. But it's the brilliance of Gordon and Stephen who wrote this amazing script, and asking his really incredible fun friends to do this ridiculously funny take on Dracula. And I'm so happy to be a part of it, and I'm so happy to be Dracula. I mean,
Yes.
The hardest part was to find Dracula's voice. Because I kept on sounding like Ricardo Montalban. It's like, Khan, or rich Corinthian leather, for those who are old enough to remember.
Yes.
Yeah, rich Corinthian leather, or smiles, everyone, smiles. And so, but I came up with the voice, and I told them as we were recording, it's like, if anytime I sound like Ricardo Montalban, just stop me. Just stop
somebody stop me. I can so relate to everything, to a lot of what you just said, because it was the same way with us and at Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Moving all of our hosts and channels into everyone's apartments and homes across the country.
Yeah.
And those early days of piling up the pillows and the blankets like all around, we hadn't had a time to adjust to the kinds of things that we were going to be doing and for the length of time that we were going to be doing it.
Right.
So I completely relate to that. And it's amazing when you listen to this podcast and think back about the fact that it was within the first month.
Yeah.
And so the fact that you were all recording from your various places in isolation during the heaviest days of the lockdown and the quarantine is just amazing, because the interaction between everybody's timing is amazing. Everybody's characters are spot on. Everything's edited so brilliantly, but this is really the genius of the script and the actors working in harmony. It's amazing to realize when you listen to it that everyone was in all of their various locales.
And Julie, the greatest thing about it is I think the coolest thing about it is we all know each other. I think that's why the chemistry and the way it sounds like we're actually in the same room when we're doing it, because we all know each other and we know each other's energy. We know how each other works. And so it came across as if we were in the same room, but we were not. I did my lines alone. and most people did as well. Yeah. And the editing and the sound editing and Alan working with everybody, it was just extraordinary. And the finished product, I couldn't believe what happened and how it turned out. It was extraordinary. And the response to it has been absolutely insane. People are loving it. And now here we are a couple days before Halloween, and I thought, this is appropriate. Why not do a Dracula show, right?
Perfect. Well, I think we should give everybody a little taste.
Sure.
Exactly, because we have a clip.
Oh, God.
And this is actually one of my very, very favorite moments of the entire piece, all episodes included. Give it a listen.
And right there, dressed entirely in black, stood none other than
Count Dracula. Nice to meet you. Alexa, turn down the music. Mr. Harker.
So good to finally be here. It was quite a journey.
Welcome to my house. Please note that you have entered under no duress and of your own free will.
Isn't that a unique greeting?
Liability issues.
Is your solicitor here? For the signing, I mean.
Oh, I couldn't find one who keeps my hours.
Yes, I was wondering why we had to meet so late. It's a bit unorthodox, isn't it?
I'm a unicorn. You actually caught me in the middle of my morning workout.
Morning? It's nearly midnight.
I slept late. Where are my manners? Can I get you something to drink, to eat?
Oh, you wouldn't happen to have anything gluten-free, cruelty-free, vegan, non-GMO, and certified organic, would you?
I love house guests. You're in luck. I get all of my overpriced produce from the farmer's market in town.
Perfect. In fact, that's where my carriage driver got this bag of fresh garlic. Look! You all right there, Dracula?
Oh, yes, just allergic.
I understand. Makes cooking a challenge, eh?
Not at all. I'm a baker, more sweet than savory.
Oh, lovely. I'm sure Mrs. Dracula appreciates that.
There is no Mrs. Dracula.
Oh. Forgive my presumption.
No, naturally, you assumed as much. I'm highly desirable, but I've been through every single woman in Romania, and I have yet to find the right person.
It is a small country, I suppose.
Full of small-minded people. How many more conversations can a man have about chicken coops and boars? I long for someone who will challenge me, a match, an equal, someone whose strength of character makes me want to be better. Also, she has to be hot. That is what I truly crave, Mr. Harker. The love, the companionship, the taste of that one special person.
Taste?
I'm sorry, the trust of that one special person.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
I
remember
love
now.
a taste.
No,
Just
no,
deepest little voice.
always just coming back to the whole thing. I remember doing that, and it was Jeff Crady who was Harker, and just we were never in the same room. But Gordon and Steven told me when we were recording that, just make him really passionate. So I'm sitting there with this headphone set with a pillow in front of me so it doesn't bang across the room, and make this echoey sound. Now I know about all the sound stuff, but make it really passionate. So I had a music stand and I had a pillow and I had my thing and I'm in like this on the pillow, and but I'm emoting like this, and after a while, and we recorded I think about 2.5 days, and my shoulders after the first day were aching because I kept on going like yes. So I was like, ow, what did I do?
Well, Sharon, who's watching, popped in with a question of whether you could hear any of
Sheila.
Oh, sorry, Sheila. Sorry, Sheila. Could you hear any of the other actors prompting in your headphones, or was it all completely isolated?
We did a few, but only for like 15 minutes with a couple other people. But it was just because they were quick scenes and they had to have the back and forth. But for the most part, no, we did it. All of us did it on our own, in our living room, in our office, wherever we could. Alan Tudyk, actually, who's the narrator, who's so amazing. We did Spam a lot together. Unbelievable. I mean, he's also the voiceover king. So, thanks, Alan, for taking all our jobs now. But he's got such an amazing voice, and there's a picture of him somewhere. I don't know if we have that, but there's a picture of him in a little tent that he made because I think he was in Canada or something, and he has a picture of himself that he created his own sound booth, but he's under pillows in a blanket like a kid's fort, and he made his own sound, and that's what we were doing. Again, Gonzo. We did this Gonzo thing.
Yeah. It's really been the year of like all of us reverting to our childhood. Let's go out in the backyard and put on a show.
But thank goodness, because we
in our homes.
Thank goodness, because we've have all this time, and I mean that's a bright point. We're still creative. We just can't do it in front of an audience, but we can do it in front of our dogs.
Yep.
And things like this come along, and also that I've been very creative. I've been making my own show that's going to be it's going to be on BroadwayWorld.com on November 5th, 2 days after the election. So it's terrific. If you needed a distraction, go to events.broadwayworld.com and see the Christopher Sieber special. And I'm not a Park and Bark kind of guy, so it's a 70s kind of like variety show. But
wow,
yeah, it's great. You'll love it. It's very funny.
That sounds right up my alley. Thanks, Sheila. Of course, it was our pleasure to. I'm so glad you're watching tonight, and
they're doing the show. We've been
hearing that there's like 20 different high schools. Dracula has been made available for licensing, and there's like a whole boatload of schools that are doing it. I'm glad yours is one of them. There's one that's having its opening night out in the West Coast. I think Gordon said it was tonight. So happy opening to everybody, and married to all of the casts of Dracula that are popping up. And what a great show to do in these times, because I'm hearing some of them are doing their little isolation pods and their little bubbles and making it work radio play style, which we love. So we have some incredible guests.
Yes.
That are going to be joining. It's a cast reunion, Halloween style. And we also have some hilarious photos that we're about to commiserate on from Halloween's past. So
Really?
without further ado, please welcome to the screen Tony Award winner James Monroe Iglehart.
What's up, Chris? How you doing, baby?
Oh my God! It's so nice
Oh,
to
you look
see
amazing. You look
know, well,
fantastic.
I look like Mitch McConnell fell down the stairs, but
Well, the great thing is, I also too went to Party City and got this makeup to make my beard look as gray as it is. I just figured, why not see what I look like older
see, why
now?
not?
I mean,
Why not?
because when I get back, I got to go back to being the young guy I am. So I was like, this is the perfect time to, try it out.
Oh, it's like just for men in reverse.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, yes. It's just for
Just
old
for
men.
Gramps.
It's just for Gramps. It's a new line. It hasn't made it to Walmart and Target. It's only at Party City right now. They're trying it out at very specific locations.
it was the smell of the. I don't even know if it's like actual grease paint. I will. Once we get a break, I'm going to get up and I'll show you what I have. And it's like, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to peel off my skin with this stuff.
Well, the funny thing, a quick plug. I have a Halloween concert on Halloween, and I did go to Party City, and I had all this makeup, and I was doing all this stuff. And you realize, no disrespect to Party City. I love y'all. Thank y'all for everything you did for the show. But my God, who's making this thing? They just got like all the animals at Animal Kingdom are just making makeup because you put that bad boy on, you can't get it off, and it don't want to stay on. Also, I'm a black man, it's on me, and I'm like, I'm about to break out real bad. So it was a lot, boy.
I'm terrified. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and I'm afraid that this won't come off. And I will walk into my doctor's appointment, and they're like, he's really sick.
I say, oh my God, it's not corona, it's something totally different.
It's something else. Gangrene,
Angry.
rigor mortis.
I have to say, you were fantastic. There's something about, we're actors. So we thoroughly, we love giving, we love doing, but we also secretly, most of us, not everybody, but some of us love listening to ourselves. So I listened to it and I was like, Chris, you are a beast, man. It is so good. It is so much fun.
Thank you. You too.
Stephen Gordon putting it together was just great. And also, yeah, Alan, with the sound, every time I hear the sound design on this bad boy is so good.
I love it.
The editing is just incredible.
Yes.
The editing.
I love it. Radio Classics on Sirius XM is one of the most listened to channels. And I just learned that recently. And I can see why. And this is a great example of why people love listening to those kind of old school radio play kind of things. And then when it's put together with this kind of cast and this kind of comedy, please.
Listen, when Steve Rosen called me, there's a moment where like you're doing shows, Tony aside, you're like, I'd like to be a part of those shows with like the cast are just like fire. And it's like, you see like the producers and Spamalot and all these dope ass casts. And I was like, I'd like to be a part of that. So when he called, he told me who was in it. I was like, oh, yes, finally, I have made it. I am with the crew. I'm with the folks who do it. I was like, all right, yes, all right. This was good. I was feeling good.
I said I said yes immediately. I said yes, absolutely, because but it was I didn't know who was going to be in it. They didn't tell me. But then I was so amazingly, incredibly surprised when I found out who was in it, like you and Alex and Rob and everyone else and Alan. I was just like, holy cow! I have to be sober for this. There's Alan. There's Alan Tudyk in his little blanket fort sound booth that he did. I think he was in Canada when they recorded him.
He told me that he was filming a TV show and then everything had to stop. But Chris knows this. There's that moment where like you look at the cast, Julie, and it says like, Alex Brightman, Rob McClure, Ashley Park, and then someone says a name and you go, huh? They were like Laura Benanti. You were like, oh snap, we're gonna have to come up because this girl she does like TV, movie. This is real. We need to really get ourselves together. Yeah.
And also, James, the funny thing, I don't know what about you, and I think it was the same for you, but you weren't in the same room with anybody else either, right?
I was sitting at this desk I'm at right now. I was at this desk and like I would look on the screen and there'd be, Steve and Alan and there'd be Gordon. And every once in a while, we had one day where we actually had Ashley and Jeff, and that's because the speed of which the scene had to go, we had to be there. But the other day, it was just me. It was just me. I had 2 days of just myself, and then 1 day with everybody else.
I think Ashley and Jeff are the only, myself included, were the only two actors that I ever had anything to do with. Even Anna Lee. Anna Lee,
was brilliant.
We had a scene
on this,
but we never spoke to each other.
Oh my God.
Like, and the great thing is, I could, we're all gonna put on our resume all the folks we worked with. Like, oh yes, I've worked with Alan Tudyk and Laura Bernardi. We ain't seen these people. I gotta wave in the
James Monroe and I have done so many benefits together.
We have done so many benefits.
It's like clockwork.
Literally, like,
Mutual Admiration Society, believe me.
Literally.
Okay,
Awesome.
I want to see a Halloween costume photo of days gone by, and I know that we collected some for the purpose of sharing them with the public tonight. I know we have a couple from our Dracula. I just like using the word titular, the titular character. Can we please see?
Oh,
Big Cuddle Bear.
Yeah, listen, my mom's.
Look at the little piece of candy corn next to the caption.
It was my mom's birthday a couple weeks, last week, and I said, "Hey, happy birthday! I have a project for you." And she's like, "Oh, great!" Because I'm retired and I'm 73. I said, "Go and find pictures of me as a kid in Halloween costumes when I was, before 12." And she said, "I just know where they are." So I said, "Don't send me the pictures. You have the technology now. Just take a picture with your phone and send me the picture on your phone." She's like, "I don't understand." It's like, "It's really easy, Mom. Just take a picture. It doesn't even have to be good because I can edit the photo down." And so it took her a while. It took her a while, but I got them. But she made that costume. That costume was a teddy bear made out of brown terry cloth towels.
I'm so glad you pointed that out because I was noting that it said there in the margin, handmade by Mom.
Yes.
Mom made this.
Mom made that. And there was yarn, hair, and then there was, it was all like brown terry cloth towels.
Yeah.
In
my house, store-bought costumes of any kind were verboten. That was absolutely not allowed. We had to make all of our costumes. Then there was a period of time where I wasn't actually allowed to celebrate Halloween because we became really evangelical Christians. I thought it was the devil.
I'm sorry.
So there were like a group of years in middle school that I kind of missed out. But there were some fabulous years. There were some fabulous years before that where we were not worshiping Satan, believe it or not. And towels must have been the resource of everyone because here is a photo.
Oh, what is that? Wait. Okay, so boots. Is it Wonder Woman?
Well, I have a story about Wonder Woman, but that is actually a Batman T-shirt.
I can see it
with a towel. As my cape.
Oh, as the cape, I see.
And I have these leggings.
Red duct tape boots.
And these red rain galoshes. type rubber boots. And, I'm a superhero. I also have pigtails. You can't really see my face. I have pigtails with those yarn, yarn things that made the pigtails.
Who's the dude in the back who actually looks like Commissioner Gordon?
Wait a minute. Yes, exactly.
Literally looks like
and he looks thrilled, by the way. He looks absolutely thrilled.
Dad is thrilled. Jerry James is clearly amused by my. But when I texted my mom because that's a photo that she texted me, and it was very cute because she was like, "Oh, I can still remember you running around and that cape, that towel cape would just fly behind you. And I thought you were the cutest."
That's it's
So,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
but I really wanted to be Wonder Woman, and a couple of years later, I basically repurposed a bunch of that. And but because we weren't allowed to buy technically, I wore the underoos. I wore the underwear that's fun to wear, like Wonder Woman underoos.
Hey,
Sure.
But it was also Ohio and freezing in October, almost November. So I wore like red long underwear, like long johns underneath,
Oh God.
and the red rain galoshes. I'm sure I was a real sight. Years later, Chris, actually, I think James, you did it too. Remember that show that we did with Seth in Times Square for Sirius XM years ago in the
Yeah.
Times Square Information Center?
Oh gosh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, back in the day.
So Linda Carter was actually a guest one day, and I idolized Wonder Woman like so many people of
course.
all races, sexes, creeds, religions. And so we had some downtime. We're in the green room, and I was just like, when I was a kid, I dressed up at Halloween, and I just described that atrocity of a costume that I just described to you. And I tell her the whole thing, and I'm like thinking she's going to get a real kick out of it. And she just looks at me like really thoughtfully when I'm done. And she was like, I've never met an uninteresting redhead.
what?
Thank you.
I was like, I might have just been insulted by Linda Carter.
I've never met. Oh my goodness, so many comments from redheads.
What?
Yeah, just,
Wow. Wow.
yeah. I was like, I'll talk about that in therapy. Thank you. But yes, the
Incredible.
superheroes are strong in my family. Iglehart, I know you're gonna deliver with the costume.
Listen, my mom felt the need to make every costume I had. I will say, after this costume was when I started doing theater, and I stopped dressing up for Halloween because I was always in costume. So I kind of used Halloween as the one day to not be in costume. But this was the last major costume my mom made. Trust me, you'll understand why.
Where are you? Where are you?
I am in front of my aunt's house.
No, literally, where are you?
That's me. I am Gizmo from the Gremlins. I don't know if you have the second one where I have the head off, where I'm questioning my life. If you do, you can tell them. But literally, just imagine. Okay, it was such a good idea in my head. So we would always go
They
to.
couldn't even see you.
We were always going to House of Fabrics, and I would see whatever design. And so I said, I want to do that. I want to do that. And my mom was like, are you sure? I was like, I want to do that. And I lived in California now, so it was hot in our Halloweens. So I put that bad boy on and went to school. So I was already a Broadway loving, pro wrestling loving, He-Man action figure carrying Michael Jackson one glove wearing dude. So I was already on the nerd, and I walked up as Gizmo. Them black people, like, man.
The mouth.
But you can't even see you. You can't even see you.
I'm
ears.
pulling off.
It could have been anyone.
That's me, baby. Trust me, I know.
What are the hands doing?
Because Gizmo only had little fingers, so they're basically my hands are under there, so I can grab things. But when you from the front, you're just supposed to look like paws. And, oh my! Kids started chasing me. They started chasing me because
But your mom made this.
Yes.
That is so nice.
She got the pattern. We got all the stuff. She went there. We had baby. I was in it. And let me tell you, like I said, that was the last time I wore a big costume until some wonderful costume at theater made it. I was like, not doing this anymore. Not trick or treating. I was scaring kids. And what's the funny thing is, I remember being at school. We were in the parade. We were doing a Halloween parade, and the kids started chasing me. Because first of all, they were afraid of gremlins, and I was a giant gremlin. And then some girl brought a camera, and everybody wanted to take a picture next to Gizmo because my costume was hot that year, baby. Oh Lord, Every time
You became a Disney park character. Basically.
I became a Disney, and also it was the same thing. I called my mom and I said, "Hey, mom, they asked me to do this. Can you send me a picture of any of the costumes?" I said, "Mom, just send one." My mom sent that picture, me as Wicket from Return of the Jedi, and then she sent, for some reason, all of my father's movie posters. That had nothing to do with Halloween. It was just a flood of this
You never know.
movie poster. I was like, am I supposed to do something with these? Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mama. No.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's keep this party going with another if you've listened to Dracula, a comedy of terrors, you will recognize this moment. If you haven't, I hope that this will entice you to check it out on the Broadway Podcast Network. Here's James.
Oh, I do wish the doctor would get here already.
Ah, speak of the devil. That must be him now.
So kind of this Van Helsing fellow to take time out of his busy schedule to come visit us.
Good show your mother knew him.
Excuse me, Dr. Westfeld.
Hello there. So nice to meet you. You must be Mrs. Van Helsing.
Dr. Van Helsing.
Yes. Dr. Van Helsing's wife. How lovely to meet you,
Yes,
Mrs. Van
it's
Helsing.
totally
No,
sexy.
I am Dr. Van Helsing.
Father.
That's very funny, Mrs. Van Helsing. Is your husband lifting the heavy bags from the carriage?
I have no husband.
Father.
That famous German sense of humor. I'll go help him with the bags.
So,
Just literally having a ball. And I was like, every time I read it, I was like, thank God it's a character because I'm going to get killed for this. But Laura's so good. Laura is so good. Oh, Laura's so good. And Ashley, I had so much. I love women who are funny. I'm sorry, I love women who are funny, and those ladies are.
and you
just
don't expect them
amazing.
to be. I mean, I mean, I know them, of course, they're friends, of course, but also you see them do stuff. But I guess the average person, when you would see Laura Benanti and Annalie Ashford, you would go like, they're probably just lovely, but hilarious, hilarious, unexpected humor.
The first time I saw them, they were doing comedy work, and I was with Ashley Park, and then they became these ingenues who are just fantastic, But people forget that these ladies, the comedy's like where they live,
Yeah,
and they are. It makes me so happy. I'm sorry, there's nothing, because also when you're with a lady who's just too damn serious, it's just boring. It's so boring. What you gonna talk about? Salad? The Bachelorette, the Bachelor. Let's talk about something funny. Like somebody stupid comes walking in, and you just go off, and you shouldn't, but you're in the restaurant, you see them, and you're both throwing improv back and forth. You're like, this is it. Yes.
Yes, indeed. Well, be sure to check out James Monroe Iglehart's Nightmare Before Christmas coming up
oh my God,
this weekend. I love all of us are doing everything we can to raise as much awareness and attention for the Actors Fund and for Broadway Cares and for our community who is so in need. Because I keep reading about London theater and French theater and all of the government aid that they're getting in other countries for the arts and theater. We're still waiting, ladies and gentlemen. This is what needs to happen for our community.
Like we said, give, support, but no. I said this at the Tony thing. Theater has always been at the core of our great societies. Do not get it twisted. Do not be worried. We will be back. And while we're not back, we will entertain you. It's just what we do. It's not only what we're trained to do, it's what we were born to do. Those of us that love it, when you see Chris and Ashley and Laura and Alex and Alan and Kathy and Jeff, and Orville, we were born to do this. We all tried to do something else. Trust me, we all did. We tried to have real jobs. We really did. And it's just not our ministry. I mean, we're the type of people. If Chris and I were together in an Acme, supermarket, we would burst out in a song for no damn reason.
Are you kidding me? We'd have microphones. We'd have those things. It was like,
so
let me talk about the girl in aisle 6. Let me talk about the girl in aisle 6.
That's just what's going to happen. We love you all. Thank you. And also
Thank
for
you,
the
James.
Actors Fund, as well as the Lymphoma Research Foundation. That's what we're raising money for. We love you guys.
Yes.
Thank you guys. I love you. Thanks.
Thanks,
Thank
James.
you. Give Don our love.
You know
Bye
what?
for now.
Please.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.
Happy
You too, man.
Halloween.
Happy Halloween, y'all.
Oh, isn't he the best?
Oh,
He's
Oh,
just
Ray.
the best. He's just
Oh,
a ball of
sunshine
happiness
and
and joy and sunshine and rainbows in Disneyland.
absolutely. He's like you. He's a unicorn.
Oh, he's so
Okay.
nice.
We're going to keep this Halloween party
Who's
going.
next? Who's next? Who are we going to see?
We have major star power joining our screens right now.
Are you guys
We're
ready? Are you guys
talking-
ready? Are you guys
We're
ready?
talking. Let's see. We've got Rob McClure.
Get out. Oh, hey!
Also joining
Oh,
the
I'm so
party
happy to see you.
are Orville Mendoza.
Oh!
Prepare
ye the way of the Lord.
What's
I
up,
love
everybody?
it.
Oh, it's the non-equity cast of Godspell.
I was-
Jesus,
this is-
Jesus,
this
is
is
that
my-
you?
This is my COVID hair, and you know what's great
It just
about
grows
it?
that way. It just
It
grows.
just grows this way, and it's great for like StreamYard and Zoom because then you don't have to clean your apartment. You just go here, and it's like, what? Where are you? I could be anywhere.
Oh my God.
Chris, I've been sitting here wondering whether you're supposed to be Len Carrier or George Burns.
I had said that because I was or Jack White from the White Stripe.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if you go like that, I'm Len Carrier. If you go like that, I'm George Hearn. If you go like that, I'm
3 or
Jack White.
4 options.
It was
But-
Rob. It was a Party City nightmare.
Listen,
This is the makeup that I had.
listen. That's what Halloween's all about. Panicking at the last second.
It was. I did all of this decorating probably in the 20 minutes before I had to join. So
Yeah, I grabbed a hat. More than James.
it's so good. It's so
I
good.
really
Orville, your
grand-
look is.
I really hope the grand finale of Rob's hat is that there's a rabbit at the end.
Oh yeah, but Orville wins. Can we talk about
They-
it?
well,
Orville
you know, I
totally
mean, the
wins.
trick is like
Well, this
impromptu. Like, so I didn't think of it. I thought of this like this afternoon, and I'm like, this is all construction paper, and like made a little construction paper flower, and so, I mean, and I have makeup obviously, and we all have wigs. Come on.
Do we though?
No, Julie, your lighting is beautiful, Julie. How do you get that such amazing lighting? I have
It's
these. Yeah.
it's the tiniest little. It's not even a ring light. It's like a mini light. So thank you. I'm glad that it's working
You
out.
look fantastic.
Guys, how much fun did you have during your sessions? And were you completely solo? Were you recording solo?
Anytime Steve Rosen and Gordon Greenberg call and ask you to come play, you say yes. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
And it was just me and Steve and Gordon. I didn't get to play opposite anybody. But I was lucky enough that they asked me to do 3 parts, which is, there's not really much more fun to be had than that. I mean, like, I love that medium because you can be anything. You know, I've always, in fact, whenever anybody, you know, when people ask you all the time, like, if you weren't an actor, what would you be? I always have the same answer, and it's a Foley guy. Like,
Yes.
person, the people who do like sound effects for TV and movies and radio, there's something about the magic of audio that people take for granted that I think is so fascinating.
Rob, as kids, like, did you like? I know my brother and I, we would make these recorded, like, just adventures on cassette tape. Like Christopher
You're, like,
and Julie,
pressing.
yeah,
the,
no,
Same.
or make
like
commercials.
you get it, make commercials, and so
Yeah.
like this was just a total throwback to that, and
Yeah.
just the fun
My
of that.
mom can't believe that I ended up on the radio because she was like, you were always making tapes and like telling stories.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you.
I know. Well, but I would sit in front of my bedroom. I had a closet door, and I was making a mystery story tape on cassette, and then I creaked the door because it was like,
It would make
so I
noise.
was like doing my
Sound
own
effects.
Foley. So I'm with you, Orville. We're going to talk about your experience in a moment, but Am I allowed to have one more person come on?
Is there room?
We have a really special
Whoa.
surprise.
If it kicks me out, I'll come back.
No, don't go.
No, I don't think.
Go.
Okay, I think I'm getting a yes. Drum roll, please. Please welcome everyone. It's the one and only, fresh as a daisy, Alex Brightman.
Oh, of course. Wait a minute. What's happening? Let's make the entrance. Make the entrance. Make the entrance. Oh, yes.
And
Nice.
then just put it away.
That's it. Done.
There's no real.
Hey, Alex. Hey.
Hi, everybody. Hello. Hello.
Oh my God, it's like looking in a mirror.
Who? Me and you? You and me?
This way.
Me,
This way.
Orville. Okay, me and Orville and you and Rob.
Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
totally.
Hello, beautiful Broadway unemployed people.
Oh,
What
thank you.
I'm a little employed.
Lovely to see
Yeah.
you all. And Julie James, hello.
Hello, happy Halloween.
Alex, what are you working on? Alex, what are you working on? You're on a set or something, right?
Maybe not.
Maybe not, or in your.
I
looks
can
like
say,
a bedroom.
I'll say this, Christopher, and only you
Yeah.
will get this. Only recently did you get to cross this off of your bio on your Matilda program. So,
did you really finally do it?
So I am finally doing it. I'm currently doing it, and what's even more interesting when you all figure this out, when you figure it out, my penultimate day of filming is on election day, and our final day of filming is the day after,
Oh, fuck.
Holy
which is going
mackerel.
to be ridiculous.
Oh my word.
Yes. So I am, I'm sort of feeling a little like. But no, I'm good. I'm here. I ran in. I ran in from the car to my apartment to here. I just got in like 5 minutes ago. So I wanted to be here because I loved listening to Dracula and doing it and getting to be with you guys. And I'm not getting to be with you guys, but recording, knowing I'd be next to you editing wise.
Well, thank
Totally.
you so much for hustling over to our Halloween party, cast reunion.
Broadway is where my heart lives. I don't say no to these folks.
Yeah. Amen and amen. Okay, who among this incredible set of gents thinks that they have the best, or whatever that means, the best Halloween photo that we're going to share?
Mine is a great oxymoron. For the
Foreshadowing?
well, for the costume versus the human wearing it.
I think that if I think they have both pictures, I think mine is better when it comes with both pictures. If they have both pictures.
Okay.
Horrible.
So Alex's is a
No.
double.
You don't have any pictures?
Mine is. I was raised like Julie, very evangelical Christian.
Halloween is
So,
the
but I do have a story about Halloween, which is insane. My parents actually really loved Halloween secretly, so they would buy all this candy. But like the very first time we celebrated Halloween, I was like 4 or 5 years old, and my parents bought our costumes. But it was those like costumes that come in a box that you get from Thrifty or Rite Aid
like
here.
Plastic mask.
Yes, like the solo cup mask and like the square costume that had the picture of whoever you were supposed to be on
Right.
it.
Right.
And my parents for some reason got like a witch and Cinderella. It's like, we're boys, right? But didn't matter to them, and it didn't matter to me.
They were ahead of their time.
I
They
know
were ahead
that
of their time.
I know that I'm late, but is Orville dressed as the cast of Godspell?
Yep.
The entire
cast.
Is that really what it is?
All
It's
in
fabulous.
one.
It's so fabulous.
All in one.
Oh.
Okay.
Or
well,
are you actually? I could have said that, or part of the Nexium.
Oh my God. I'm still scarred. Vanguard. Call me Vanguard.
we call our dog Vanguard now. Joke.
No way.
Eloquist. What do you have?
Oh, Victor.
Is that Victor? Oh my God.
oh my God. Like the most photoshopping ever. Okay, well, we are prepared to show both Alex Brightman photos. So
Okay, Okay, there's
Yeah.
that's me as also part of the Nexium cult, and then no, that's me. But this picture, before you reveal the other one, this picture was sent to me when they asked for Halloween photos, and I just asked my parents. I was like, "Do you guys have Halloween photos?" That was the first one they sent, and not an hour before that, our dog daycare sent us the following picture.
Oh,
So that's Kevin. That's my dog Kevin, and we had no idea. My parents had no clue, and that's the picture. Look at the hat is the same.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
While we're back on
God.
the picture, can we just ask Alex if he asked his parents to make his bangs match the bottom of the shirt?
Hey, come on, man. hey, come on. That's fantastic.
That's incredible. Okay, it just makes me want more. And now, Rob, you alluded to it, so I want to know.
This is the 60-pound, 4'4", most intimidating costume you've ever seen.
That's it.
Oh my God.
That's great, actually.
What is that? Tinfoil glued to your face?
It's tinfoil glued to my face.
That's little tiny Sperminator.
That's right.
Yeah.
And look how the glasses, we could have put 3 more people in them.
No, I was going to say those are huge.
But that was full on ketchup on my face.
Did you do that by yourself?
No, my mom did it, and it was 1991, and Terminator 2 had just come out, which we were fascinated by with the liquid metal, so I was into it.
Yeah, I'll be back of the lunch line.
So I was like, oh man.
Okay, so Orville, were you like me and you don't have like much to go on, or did you come up with a photo?
No,
Look
not
at
at
him.
all. They just have. I'm making it for lost.
You made up
Making it for lost time.
Who needs a photo? You're all
Totally.
pro.
I did. There was one photo of my brother and I in Disneyland. We had like mouse hats on, but that's not really a costume. But I mean, it's like, whatever. But yeah, actually, Halloween now is, of course, my favorite holiday, which is strange because all of us get costumed up for a living, so it's strange.
Yeah.
But I like the impromptu-ness of it. Like, Rob, that Terminator costume is genius because, like, the foil and everything, just the creativity is so cool.
And now I have a 2-year-old, so like the dressing your kid up for Halloween thing. My wife says, like, somebody said to her the other day, "Are you going to dress Sadie up for Halloween?" And she's like, "It's why I had kids."
And she will never ever lose a Halloween costume contest ever.
Yeah.
I know that I'm late to this. I'm sorry. I know that I'm late to this, and I think I nailed Orville's costume. But Chris, are you Fred Gwynn?
The answer is changing.
We've gotten it keeps changing. It keeps evolving, which is funny. I'll take that.
The
No,
moment
yeah,
I popped on the screen, I was like, Mitch McConnell, is that you?
Mitch McConnell. I had glasses on earlier, and it was Mitch McConnell. And then it was like I was kind of like a Dracula kind of dead person, and then I did that, and it turned into Len Carreyrou and George Hearn.
Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, and then it went into Jack White from the White Stripes,
or Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance.
Yeah, and now it's what did you say it was?
My Chemical Romance.
Lead singer from My Chemical Romance, but I thought you were Fred Gwynn from My Cousin Vinny, just regular.
Okay, like, no, I'm the judge.
Don't we have more from Chris Sieber's past?
Oh, well, wait a minute. Do you want to show the one that won me? There's a costume that won fifth grade costume, and I was dressed as a Golden Girl before Golden Girls actually made it.
How ahead of your
There I am.
Is that Sophia?
That is Sophia. It was before. It was way before the Golden Girls, and but Sophia was based on me. Just so you know, Estelle Getty. The whole character was based on me in fifth grade.
And anybody that has worked with Chris knows that that's true.
But my mom helped me with that, and she put me literally in my grandmother's clothing. All of that is my grandmother's clothing, including the hat. And I mean, and I had a towel that was like she wrapped a towel with twine around so I had drooping boobs and everything. And then she put this face mask that was like a peeling mask that made my skin all wrinkly. And I acted like an old lady. And you know what? There was a costume parade at the community center and I won first prize. I won a pumpkin. You're welcome.
See?
Well, I think, by the way, while you were doing that, I was also kind of preempting Stormy Daniels, I think. So I have that.
Toddlers and tiaras.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
Can I tell you guys, there was one Halloween where my town had like one big house up on this hill on the other side of town. And we would all go there because they gave out the 4-pack king-size Reese's peanut butter cup.
Oh, God.
Ooh.
So I thought I was a genius, and I went to CVS and I bought a 5-pack of Power Ranger masks. And I was like, on the red one. And then I left and put the blue on. I was like, on the blue one. And on the green one. I was like, I am so smart. And like, had I gone and bought 4-packs of Reese's, I would have saved $8.
But you wouldn't be Rob McClure.
That's
But
right.
I love this. What was everyone's favorite candy? Like when you went to the certain house and they had that candy, you were like, yes.
Snickers
It
all
was
the way.
peanut butter cups or Snickers or a Butterfinger. But there was a family around in a little town I grew up in Minnesota that everyone avoided, and because they were dentists and they handed out first of all, they handed out toothbrushes and toothpaste, but also Jesus packets.
No, egg them. Yeah, put their egg.
Rob is disintegrating. Rob is disintegrating. But they would hand out pamphlets, and so they were like, "No one comes to our house." Of course not, because it's a small town and word gets out.
Yeah, you suck.
You suck.
Yikes.
I like the apple with the razor blade in it. I love that.
Oh, those were so good.
Yeah.
Always delicious.
Those were so good.
I had a friend who used to wait for kids to come with like a brown paper bag, and he would have a bowl of candy and a bowl of ice, and he would put the bowl of ice in their brown bag so it would break, and in the morning he'd have candy all over his lawn.
Diabolical.
And that man grew up to be president for 4 years.
Well, really quick, let's hear a little bit more of Dracula. We're doing sort of the director's cut, Alex, where we're getting to listen to some clips and we'll still be on the screen. So
this is where Orville gets racist.
Oh.
Pardon me, Miss Lucy. Sorry to bother you, but Mr. Hawk has arrived. Shall I send him up?
Oh, yes, thank you, Renfield.
Thank you, Renfield.
Incidentally, excellent progress you're making. Well, it seems Father's treatments are really working. Well, are you feeling any better?
As a matter of fact, I am, Mum. I'm nearly free of all my unhealthy behaviours.
Wonderful.
Except my eating disorder. Oh, look, a spider.
Where?
It's on you. Get in my mouth, you delicious little crumpet.
Renfield, I thought we were working on that.
It's my cheat day.
I'm willing to bet $8 that not my cheat day wasn't. It's my cheat day wasn't in the script.
It wasn't the script. It wasn't the script. I want to give a big shout out to the script writers. It wasn't the script. But they didn't tell me to actually eat bugs. I tried that myself.
Yee. Well, that's fantastic. Oh my God. Let's play one more before we do some more fun things.
Oh, fun things.
Bosun, we're near in the eye of the storm. Hoist the mizzen and raise the topsail. What's that, Captain? I said, we're near in the eye of the storm. What? I can't hear ya. The blasted rain is coming down so hard. What was that, sir? Brightman.
Oi.
What is the report today? Due to high winds, volleyball has been cancelled. What else? And the buffet is down.
If you ask Richard Kind to say his line twice and the second time started with "I said" and
Yeah.
it'd be funny.
It's the most Richard Kind. If a Richard Kind could, would Richard Kind to Richard Kind, how much could a Richard Kind?
Oh my
Thank
God.
I didn't have to do that with him because
It wouldn't get through it.
exactly.
Okay,
been
Orville. Okay, listen to me, Orville.
There-
I have one voice for sea people. This is the one voice I have for
what I use.
pirates and ship people.
I use this for Bing Bong and for ordering Chinese food at restaurants.
That's it. That's all.
God.
Oh my God.
Oh,
We're
my face is hurting.
yeah, I know my
It's makeup.
cheekbones
It's the
right
makeup.
here.
It's the makeup.
They're right there. Were there favorite sections? Like, what? Take us a little bit behind your virtual curtain. And so you get asked to participate. Everybody's been enthusiastic about working with Gordon and Steve, but then you actually get the script and you're reading through it first, I imagine. And what are some of your initial thoughts? And are you at that point just like, just get me the microphone, I'm ready?
That was actually because we've all known Stephen and Gordon's for so long, but and we know their writing and how hilarious and brilliant they are. But when you read a script and you're just a few pages in and you're already laughing your head off. I mean, the first page or second page, if you're laughing your head off just reading it, it's a good one. It's a good one. And that's what this was, because it's in a way, it's a Monty Python, because we were very serious people doing very silly things. And that's the whole idea of it. You kind of, it was big voice characters, but also it's very simple in a way, because you just have to tell that story, but it's a ridiculous story. But I always look at a script as, if I'm laughing in the first or second page, I'm saying, I'm in, let's go.
Yeah. And
It's like I've been lucky enough to work with Gordon and Steve on a couple things, and it's like when you have that group of people that you totally click with their humor, you know exactly where these things are going and you know where they're coming from. It's just a total gift that is like, oh my God. So it's like, it's not work. It's all of a sudden it's just play, and you're in a room or in a vocal booth with your friends and
I
just
can tell you
try
right
to make each other
now,
laugh.
For Richard Kind, it's work.
And guys,
all work
before you got here, Sieber and I were talking about how this really was created in really like the infancy of our shutdown days and quarantine, and a lot of us peeps didn't have like our sort of equipment ordered and our setup all settled. So
those two pillows back there is what made it happen over there. Seriously,
that's your baffling.
Yeah, I mean, I have there. Yep, they're there.
That's what I see in the morning, Alex. What are you talking about?
Oh, you! I have to get up soon.
Yeah, there were lots of pillow fortresses all over town going on in those days, and probably many more days to come for some of us. But yeah, totally relate. What about
I think like Alan?
he's the one that's got it all. Like, he's got a whole room that's all dedicated, and you built a table, and it was like you built your own voice booth, and I don't know. You seem like you've got secrets of the Caribbean going. I don't know what that meant.
Maggie built a vocal booth in our.
What?
Yeah.
The baby did it.
Oh, look at that.
The baby built it.
Your passion. Look at you make love to the microphone. Yes.
Commitment.
I think that's the scene where I'm pooping.
The power of Christ compels you, Rob.
Wait, do we have the clip of that?
Yeah.
That was #commitment. That right there.
You gotta go there.
Wow.
You gotta go there.
Yeah.
You gotta go there.
I've been listening to a lot of crazy podcasts during this time, and I've creeped myself out more than once with like crazy stories. We've been on the fun side of Halloween. Did anybody ever have like a creepy side of Halloween other than the casting out of demons at my church? I don't know if that's
Oh,
but
that's sweet.
I had a bad
I really cared.
I had a bad Halloween. I had the great idea to dress up like a scarecrow and cut a hole in the bowl of candy and put my hand in the candy so that if people went in to get candy, I would grab them and then I'd be the scarecrow coming alive and grab them.
Oh.
And this kid from my hometown, Gary Pangione.
also, by the way, known as Gary Handstabber.
That's right. Gary Pangione went to take candy, and my joke was that if you took more than one, I would go, only one, and grab it. So Gary Pangione takes a handful, and he's like 5 feet taller than me, and I go, only one. And Gary Pangione got so scared, he punched me in the stomach badly, knocked the wind out of me, and took off. And I went inside and like took off my scarecrow costume, caught my breath, and sat there and ate the rest of the candy, and my game was over.
What's Gary doing these days?
I haven't heard Gary. If you're out there, how are you?
Actually, we have him. He's here.
He's here now, Gary.
Oh my God!
Come on in.
I'm willing to bet a lot of money that that's not the case.
Guys, we're gonna play another clip. Maybe this is what we saw Rob working on in that picture. Maybe.
Careful, missus.
Oh, it's just a gravedigger.
Strange goings on in here tonight.
What do you mean?
Grave robbers? Hooligans?
No, sir. But most peculiar thing, I just started my night shift when I noticed what looked like a cape fluttering in the wind. I ran outside to see what it was, and I could have swore it were the Grim Reaper himself, all in black. And then suddenly it just lifted off the ground and flew into the sky like it was a bird or a bat or something.
A bat? Are you sure?
Truth be told, I am very drunk.
Still.
George Carfax.
Of course. Dracula.
Thank you for your help, young man.
I'm a woman.
8.5, yes. And a 6 from the Russian judge. That is hilarious, Rob. I am very drunk.
It's so fun. Those are the type of things those are the type of things I hope I'm still doing this when I'm 80 so I can actually play Gravediggers. You know what I mean? Like
typecasting.
A cameo Gravedigger in every movie.
Like I want to play those parts. I want to age into all the guys who have 3 minutes in the show, but you leave going, I can't believe that.
I just love the number of times that Rob McClure, when you were doing Honeymoon in Vegas, and you were in the studio with Jason Robert Brown and me, and I don't know why in the world we stumbled on it other than just pure hilarity, but you like had this BBC News voice that you were like obsessed with. Like, I'm obsessed with like the BBC newscaster voice, and you did it on air in that show. And then I've subsequently seen you do Noises Off and at least 1 or 2 other shows where that has been incorporated, including the voice that we just heard. So please give us your best BBC announcer, if you will.
To everyone out there, happy Halloween. Every sentence has the same sentence structure. You end up going here, then you go up here, and then end in the middle. It's always from McClure, BBC World. Then you can make up your cool BBC name, like Itchmock Shmee Shmee. BBC.
It's always that. It's always that.
Coolest name.
Afghanistan.
Yes.
Gary Pangione.
That's what happened to Gary.
That's it.
He's in BBC.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
They're gonna make one of those internet games where it's like the first horse you ever rode is the last name, and then the.
Oh yeah. It's always Gary Pangione.
Yeah.
I think it works.
Yeah.
Guys, you are hilarious. Please, everyone, if you haven't already enjoyed Dracula, a comedy of terrors, be sure to check it out on the Broadway Podcast Network or wherever you get your podcasts. Raise money for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS and the Actors Fund. We need it so much. As the situation grows longer and longer, we need to support our community. So give what you can if you enjoyed tonight, but also if you enjoyed the podcast. And you know what? If you gave it a spin in April when it came out, what better time to revisit it at your Halloween party than this weekend and beyond?
Also, vote for one of the two candidates this week.
Vote, and don't mail it at this point.
Yes.
Don't mail it.
Yes.
Bring it
You
to
can
the
drop
ballot
it off.
box. Oh, Steven's swimming. Steven's swimming. Steven's swimming. Are you in the pool? Are you in the pool?
Wanted to swim up. Just wanted to swim up real quick.
Swim up.
Thank you guys.
Yeah.
You're Ryan? Are you Ryan Lochte?
Ryan Lochte?
I'm Ryan Lochte's fat older brother. I'm Ryan Lochte. I did not do any of that. I did theater.
For everyone who doesn't know, we wanted to welcome the creators of Dracula. It's Steve Rosenberg.
You guys, thank you so much for being here.
Leader Jory Buren.
Oh, very good.
Oh, very nice.
I see what you did there.
Steve Rosen is playing Ryan Country Crockty.
Oh no, he's under.
Oh no.
Get the lifeguard. Get the lifeguard. Where's your husband? Get the lifeguard.
I have to let everyone know, Justin Robertson Squigs from Broadway.com just texted me because he found the Facebook page for Gary Pangione.
Oh my God.
Justin, do a sketch. Do a sketch.
And he's getting his own card, limited edition.
It's my squigs right there.
Wow.
Instead of Broadway lights, it's Broadway darkness.
That's right.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Gordon, we can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Thank you. You're all amazing. And just listening to you tonight is such a joyous respite from everything in the world.
Yeah.
It's been a great hour. Thank you.
And the making of this thing was just like if we just never posted the show itself and just put on the making of, it would have been hysterical for everybody.
Yeah. Guys, what
I had
gave
to turn
you-
on my mic.
Tell everyone just before we start wrapping up for the night, what was your original intention, motivation? Because this was actually a stage play, but it works so amazing as a radio drama as you envisioned it for these times. These
money, it's all money, baby.
I mean, yeah, there's money. Theater's where the money's at, you know.
Actually, and better than theater, radio. That's big money. My father saw a reading of this and he had never seen a reading and he kept calling it our radio show because he just thought of it like an old radio show. And he said, when are you going to do that radio show? And so when there was no other option, I finally made good on it.
That's great.
And it happened. And thanks to these guys, Steve is back.
I'll try it out.
I have a
Oh, yes,
Why not? Because why not?
Costume number 2.
That's all I got.
And I will say, without exaggeration, it was Dory's leap of faith that she looked at the play and called us the next day and was like, yes, I want to do it. I'll make it happen. And we almost didn't believe it because a week later we were recording. It was happening.
Wow.
So
was
not many
hysterical.
produced that fast. It was amazing.
Yeah, Dory's the right kind of nutcase you want on your side.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
If it's insane and crazy, bring it on. Bring
Right?
it on. Yeah.
I know that
absolutely.
this is a hair off topic, but I feel like anyone watching is gonna want to know. Dory, give us your 2-minute update on the prom.
Well, I just want to clarify, I am here in costume. You may not realize this, but I am here as a political activist.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify.
Excellent.
It's not just what I had on today. That's how
Very believable.
Yes.
Well,
It's so lifelike.
yes. The Prom is opening on Netflix December 11th. Very, very excited, and wanted to give a gigantic, humongous, through the roof shout out to Mr. Christopher Sieber, who just killed it on Broadway. Bravo,
Yes.
bowing down to you.
With Chris and Orville, we almost had like a recreation of one of those moments. Right?
It's like dead Trent Oliver and the non-equity cast.
So Chris is auditioning for Mr. Sourberry. He has come in costume.
Yes. Scrooge, do you remember me?
Dory, you have a little future present on your left shoulder.
Oh. He's always there.
Just
yeah.
always there.
And Julie, thank you for hosting tonight and being so charming.
Yeah, Julie, you're
sparkly as always. Thank
The
you.
best.
My pleasure. What a dream team this is. We are going to treat everyone to one grand finale clip before we bid everyone a happy Halloween for the weekend.
Nice.
Dracula, a comedy of terrors, is brought to you by the Actors Fund, Broadway Cares, and Blood. Blood, it's in all of us.
Gentle listener, the terrifying adventures of Count Dracula, Lucy Westfeldt, and Jonathan Harker will begin in just a moment. But first, a word of warning. During the podcast, should you feel the uneasy sensation of hot breath upon your neck, and your blood pressure begins to rise, and you did not have the foresight to purchase in advance a wreath of garlic, a vial of holy water, or a sensible turtleneck, please notify a healthcare professional immediately, and they will pray for your eternal soul.